forfeit that match, and now Direwolves gets to prove that they would have beaten IG anyway on that game. Talon, though, have fought so very hard to be here. For the very first time, they have a shot at a major, and they won't let it slip away.
First ban coming out here for the Direwolves. Maverick being taken out first. The Ying again being banned out 3 games in a row now here on this series. So yeah, just the chaos being drawn back here for the Direwolves. Talon not having a good time with those Candelas. But the Maverick ban, I feel like, does play a little bit differently into Skyscraper, right? Some of those walls, most of them, you can clear the anti-hard breach from down below, right? But what it does mean is you can't use the Maverick to open up little lines of sight. Maybe you want to use it to do the roam clear. Maybe you don't need a full breach, right? So it does limit your options a little bit without having Maverick on the board, and Kaid also being taken out. Interestingly, Kaid isn't a super critical ban here, I think. Thatcher is still on the board as well, so there were ways of dealing with it. But of course, these electricals can be a little bit nasty, so they can go in some nasty spots if you don't know the mappers that well as well. You don't really know what you're looking for. So Kaid, a fair ban coming out here as the final one.
Perhaps the play there is that Direwolves don't actually want to play Thatcher, so they'd rather ban out the Kaid, and then they're more confident with dealing with mute jammers and bandit batteries for wall denial vertically or with Twitch, for example. But nonetheless, we do see the Twitch appear for Talon in this opening round. At least for now. Of course, the repick could come through, but it is Tea Room Karaoke for the first round here in the final map. Full reinforcements, believe it or not. No rotation on the north side of Karaoke. That's kind of unusual.
An open line of sight as well here.
They're just trying to turn it into a kill box.
Yeah. Tea Room Karaoke is definitely the primary bomb site on this map. Just about every team uses this as their primary bomb site, so we're interested to see in how Direwolves interpret the site, looking for an extended roam on the other side of the map. We haven't watched a lot of Skyscraper diff, but in my opinion, this is quite a difficult map to attack, particularly to roam clear, sweep from one side of the building to another side of the building. Your entry positions, they're quite limited, right? I suppose these walls here aren't reinforced. They could use the soft breach to get in, but like these walls here, all 4 in between Shrine and Dragon, have actually just been muted out by Direwolves. So it starts to indicate maybe they're trying to add power positions towards the middle of the map instead and play around there. So, and the only way you can get into this is by funneling through 4 doorways and a window there. So I feel like Skyscraper, it's very difficult to get your boots in the building. That's what we found here so far in APAC, at least in APAC South, right?
Well, so, and in APAC North, in fact, this is the second most played map, and it has a 58% defensive win rate. So very, very successful in the defense. This particular bomb site, T Karaoke, 53%. So this does have defense favor. However, there's always a curveball thrown when Talon's in the server, and that this time is the Montaigne. What is Aziz going to be able to achieve here, clearing these choke points with that unbreakable shield in front of his face?
Souffle now being met with the roam clear of Talon, just hiding behind the cabinets inside exhibition room. Now we'll see, can the Monty be used on this roam clear? We've just seen the Monty use one of the hard breach charges to open up one of the walls. I assume that was the single wall on top of the main stairs where Pecan is currently playing. So the roam clear, they're starting to make work. They're starting to choke out these defenders. Will Direwolves overstay where welcome?
Well, Souffle is certainly keen to stick around for a bit longer. The Monty is in, pinging out information. Not managed to take a player down yet. Soldier meets his maker, but the trade is there. Souffle looking for the trade back! Oh my god, the flick onto the Monty was perfect! But traded back once again. That's a 2 for 2 on this roam clear. Direwolves got to be pretty happy with that, though. They've taken down the shield.
Direwolves with a fairly successful roam clear here. Talon just taking their time to get in the building, like we said just then. Getting your boots in this particular map is quite tricky. There are not that many entry points that are very viable here. So now Heady starting to lead the second part of this round. 55 seconds left to go, and they still haven't managed to get past Shrine and Dragon.
Canos, though, always eager to lurk down below and look for a pick. There are some vertical lines on the site, meaning that pushing up those stairs would be incredibly dangerous. Ooh, is that a C4 pre-place? That's really nice. Denial, that's Harambe's C4 gone. He won't necessarily know that that's happened yet. Jaguar is looking for a retake. Very dangerous now for Direwolves, especially if Canos can win this one. ED! He doesn't land it. That's Harambe, rather. doesn't land it with the shoddy. And now it's opened up for Talon, the Koreans, as they start to try and execute the 3 versus 2. Jackie Wu and ED to hold on. And that timer, it's ticking down. And Talon, they do not have a plant. That's the Fuser, cold and dead on the ground. Canos, he might have found a great opener, but it's all for naught when he can't win the round on the back of it. Direwolves, a very strong final moment in that first round.
The Direwolves stalling out for time for such a long time in that round. By the time that there were boots in the building, there was only 1 minute left to go for Talon. They had to rotate a player below, try and look for a play with Canos, but unfortunately it couldn't amount to any success in the execute. Just not enough time to clear out all those smoke babes, get through the utility that was placed inside the drum room and the top of Shrine, and eventually losing out the round. So Direwolves, pretty interesting interpretation of that bomb site, to be frank. We don't normally see something quite like that. It's altered in the placements of the Rios with some of the lines of sight that we saw, and ended up working out for them. So well played from the Direwolves. They'll now rotate over to the other top floor bomb site, which we typically actually see out in play out in a fairly similar way. Usually we see a roam horizontally, but we'll see Direwolves, they always come up with something creative here, don't they?
They do, and what they've been doing both in that round and in Cafe is playing really aggressively on their defense, and that was when the tide started to turn and they really started to get the better of Talon in this series, especially considering this very bomb site, Exhibition and Office, is by far and away the most defender-sided bomb site in APAC North at 79%. And on defense in APAC South, it's 88%. So this is a very, very defender-sided bomb site, at least within APAC.
Talon now having to attack the most defender-sided map on the most defender-sided bomb site on this map. Now seeming like they're going for a more direct attack onto the bomb site, rappelling straight in onto the balcony. 2 of the players, they also have the Thatcher up at their disposal, so opening up these walls is made a little bit easier. Good pick from them, and we'll see whether Direwolves can respond. Only 3 players currently on the site, so Talon do have that opportunity to get in nice and early and try and choke out these anchors.
Got to say, a bit of a weird setup once again from Direwolves. This is really exciting. You know,
this is exciting.
We've never seen Direwolves play this map before, because the one time they were meant to play it, unfortunately, Invictus had to forfeit. And now Direwolves, they're showing us this strange castle interpretation, where a lot of the normal lines of sight you'd be used to seeing are destroyed, or blocked completely by those barricades. You've got this really strange vertical extension with the mute downstairs as well.
I don't mind this from Direwolves. This is some innovation. We haven't seen this before. I'm really enjoying these castle placements. Because this castle barricade is here, it does mean that behind the bomb chassis is suddenly a viable anchor position as well, right? And that castle's prepped in case they need to get out. But ED on his lonesome down here on the roam, is he supported through vertical? Where are his teammates? He seems like he's about to be pinched out by Soldier.
Soldier looking to breach this soft wall will then have an avenue onto ED. ED feels that pressure, but it's a game of 1v1s. Does ED win it? No. There it is from Soldier. Taking down that player below. That's one less thing to worry about.
Uh-oh, someone watching through the vertical on the hatch, I believe. Oh, doesn't quite find Soldier, but there we go. The entry pick going the way of Talon, and the breach open as well. So good progress here on this direct attack. 1 minute left to go. They have plenty of time to start droning things out, getting more walls open even, and seeing what they want to do later in the round.
So how is Talon going to execute this then? Has he got a breach? They have breached a single wall yet? I'm not entirely sure if they did. Can't quite see from here.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Thank you, Sky, is observing today. It looks like we've got mostly just a balcony-centric push. There is one player downstairs. I'd place money on that. That's Canos. He always seems to be lurking down below. There he is. But Direwolves are just waiting patiently. I mean, they are playing for retake. You look at the extension in the Dragon. Surely that's the idea.
They're all also holding these very odd lines of sight as well. This entire wall here is open onto the breach, and now we have one player rotating over. Unfortunately, he has just been down. Canos now, he's got a pretty interesting lurk going on from the back, though. Are they keyed into it?
Oh, he might lose his life. That Soldier going down, and Direwolves just suddenly spring into action from everywhere, all of the time, all at once. Now a 2-on-3 though. Not impossible. Canos starts to force that diffuser down. Harambe and Souffle. Souffle can deny! And that is a beautiful round there from Direwolves, from the Jaeger, to steal that moment away from Talon.
I'm a big fan of that strategy, actually. So from what it looked like in that top-down view, we were watching for a very long time. It almost looked like the site was available to them, right? They didn't have many anchors directly in the site, but instead what we saw was lots of lines of sight that were open and available to anchors that were inside Dragon and inside behind the bar as well. So it was very tough for Talon. There's a false sense of security trying to hop in through the windows or hop in through the breaches because they probably drone out and go, oh, hey, the site's not too bad. Hey, let's just walk in and see what we can find. And eventually just getting fragged out through all these long lines of sight that they probably didn't know were there, right? Such is the way that new maps play out, right? You don't really know what these power positions are. You don't know the default angles to check when you enter into the site. So well played by the Direwolves. I'm really a big fan of the strategy that they brought out there.
Yeah, I think it really bewildered and befuddled Talon. Because like you're saying, you know, when there's a new map, you're spending this time learning all of those normal angles to watch. Like, okay, when I jump in this window, these are the 3 normal angles I need to watch. When you go from the breach on Exhibition Office, there is one big door that you're always watching. But wait a second, there's a castle barricade there now, which actually means that a player could play in that corner. And oh no, that's an angle I wasn't expecting, I'm dead. And that's the thing that Direwolves were banking on. And it's really exciting to see innovation from Direwolves.
And that's why I feel like so far we've seen quite a defensive Skyscraper, right? It's quite difficult to, in the moment, dissect a defensive setup, right? When you watch other maps that are more common, you can kind of go, okay, this is the setup they're doing. We already have a preconceived idea of what we're trying to do. But on Skyscraper, you're constantly problem solving, which is why attacking it is so difficult, right? So now we see the Direwolves able to rotate back to another site to try and get their 3rd round on the board. So this is their tertiary bomb site. I hope that Talon can use this capacity of the tertiary bomb site to try and win out an attacking half here.
It's their best chance of doing it, isn't it? But once again, the castle has made an appearance, and this castle's doing a great job of telegraphing to Direwolves where Talon are pushing from. It slows. That's actually really nice as well. It's given Souffle the chance to take out one of those Twitch drones as he was just watching underneath the barricade. So Talon now have a lot of utility to deal with, right? All these castle barricades makes you probably wish you were bringing a sledge.
Talon now looking to sweep across the map. Starting on one side, going over to the other side, but they are, like you said, met by these castle barricades. And I think the form of the, not the castle himself, in the form of Souffle, now trying to hold on to Dragon, making sure that entry is just a little bit more difficult, shooting out some of those drones now. Starting to drone out through the mid-round, 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go for Talon on this attack. Yeah,
and there's just not many of those drones left. Only 4 still in the battlefield. That makes it down to 3, and Talon are not going to have a lot of information on for this final execute. In contrast, Direwolves have that beautiful bulletproof camera staring out onto Shrine, giving them all kinds of awareness of where this push from Talon is going to come from.
And the thing is, even if Talon make it through the top floor, let's say this roam clear is successful, the bomb site is a floor down. Yeah. So they still have to make that last late game step of rotating all their plays down into the site, even though they might have vertical control. So Talon, you need to get a move on here.
Very, very late now for the Koreans attacking on this bomb site, but Harambe is still loitering above, as is Souffle, who's just been patiently waiting out this smoke canister. Harambe is likely to get a kill very shortly, but he actually gets flashed out, and it looks like Talon are completely rotating.
Talon now realizing, okay, the bomb site's below. We need to start getting players on the same floor as the anchors will be so we can start catching out, looking for some of those picks, but there's just no time. 20 seconds left to go. No one has died yet, no casualties, and Talon have to flood into the site.
I mean, this is going to be a massacre. This is going to be a bloodbath. There's no chance for Talon to overcome the defense that Direwolves have with just about no time. There's a first pick. There's a second pick. Demic traded back, but surely not enough to win the round out for Talon. ED and Souffle to hold on, and Canis at red time has to stick this diffuser. ED can impact.
Oh my gosh.
What an impact play he makes.
Wow, that was a bit close there for Talon. We really thought that the Direwolves was going to win out that round with ease. There was just no time left, but Talon able to make the heroic play on the top of Demic, making an amazing entry into the site, but just not enough time for that to work for them.
And once again, we're seeing Talon's unfamiliarity with Skyscraper, and particularly with the way that Direwolves were interpreting this defense, come to bite them right in the backside. And it's so difficult for Talon to think on the fly and to win out these defenses. They're struggling, they really are. We saw this on Cafe as well. 3 defenses in a row from Direwolves. Or actually it was 3 attacks in a row from Direwolves, wasn't it? And then Talon finally started to get into the game.
Yeah, Direwolves showing a lot of promise here on Skyscraper. It's so unfortunate we didn't get to see it in the group stage, but actually maybe it comes to work in this because now there's no VODs of them. But anyway, Direwolves, they've shown us an amazing Skyscraper, now able to return back to Karaoke Tea Room. They're going to be feeling pretty comfortable running the same strategy, same line of sights that we saw before. Talon, they need to come up with a winning formula, a way to dissect these defenses a little bit more quickly.
Thank you for talking while I ate my jelly snake. I appreciate it.
Now I want to eat my jelly snake.
You can eat your jelly snake and I'll talk. Thank you. All right. Talon really need to get back in the game here. Like, attack is going to be the tougher side. That's fair. We can concede that. But you can't concede too many rounds. You can't let Direwolves run away with the 5-1 because that is going to be immensely difficult to come back from, even when Talon do switch onto that more favored defensive side. But now Tea Room Karaoke is back unlocked, and we're seeing once again Direwolves do this heavy extension. My question is, how much can they achieve on this extended roam? How cheeky can they be without being punished? Look at Souffle. I mean, he is a free kill if Talon knows where he is, but if they don't, he might be able to achieve something very mischief.
Uh-oh, it seems like Souffle has got...
so close.
If only it wasn't the Monty of all players as well, that definitely would have been a kill for Souffle. But thankfully, you have the Monty shield to protect you. So this same roam clear having to come to fruition for Talon. But now, Mute Jammer's on the wall to protect this single breach, which is where they made the entry from last time. So they're going to have to put the breach a little bit higher, clear that Mute Jammer. But actually, Direwolves have elected to fall off completely. 2 minutes left of the round, so plenty of room has been given here to Talon. I think this is the first time we've seen them had so much room in a while.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic of Direwolves to give free real estate to Talon without making them fight for it.
They didn't fall back too far though, actually.
They did. And now they're looking to just play a crossfire on Shrine. Souffle in a bit of a rat position, Pika trying to bait the Talon to overextend and expose themselves to his teammate. Now the thing is here, Direwolves in the past made it a 3v3 on these roam clears and were happy to lock it out in the late round. Talon now have all 5 players up, particularly that Montaigne. So I wonder, what can they do with it?
Ooh, Monty's starting to push into the crossfire. Pika holding the right angle, but not able to win it out. Now 4 versus 3. Souffle does find the trade. Loitering with this Monty here. Oh my gosh, Aziz is being so cheeky, and Soldier able to find the kill now at a player deficit for Direwolves. This is the first time Talon have looked so promising on their attacks.
That was really good. Really well played from Aziz, who just survives there. That C4 timed not quite well enough. Edie and Harambe trying to hold on against 4 players, particularly the Monty. Harambe gets Canos though. And now Talon really have to utilize this Monty well. If they are to come away with the round win, they get Aziz to put that diffuser down on the ground. Harambe needs to land this headshot. And now in a post plant, he's going to have to rely on this C4. It doesn't find anything. I mean, that's just about it. There's no way that you win a 1v3 when there's a Monty staring down at you. And ED can kiss his hopes of winning this round goodbye. There's just no chance he wins this. I don't see it happening. Very well played from Talon. Just look at the way the Monty has put so much pressure onto Direwolves, leaving them with absolutely no choice but to wait for the round to end.
Oh dear, Edie in an impossible 1 versus 3. Endemic to close out the round for Talon. Well played from Talon, making use of the Monty to move their way through the Dragon power position. Souffle, he must have been caught really off guard. He was sitting there toying with the Monty for so long.
He was trapped.
Oh gosh, he was
So
very trapped.
And that is a great adaptation from Talon. Yes, they had already played the Monty, but this time around they ensure that he survives the roam clear and marches forth on to clear all those other power positions on site. So excellent work from Talon. And Direwolves, thankfully, aren't going to repeat Tea Room Karaoke Exhibition Office. Like we've said, statistically, the best bomb site on this map. Over a large number of rounds.
Yeah, and their strategy seems to work quite successfully here as well. So I'll see if they repeat something or if they change up anything. Wow, I'm actually just so fascinated. I want to sit here and watch the prep phase.
They have changed one thing. They changed the bandit from mute.
Yes.
So maybe they're going to try and actively bandit juggle the main wall.
It could work out here.
It does make me wonder because ED was roaming before, so if he's on site, someone else can roam.
It could work out here. Thatcher is on the board, but they're not going to be picking it on the side of Talon. And they do have Thermite, so that's not much hard reach to deny. If you are ED on the Bandit, you need to focus in on one wall, make sure you clear 2 exothermic charges, which is doable. I don't mind this approach from the Direwolves as well. So yeah, Talon, we'll see. Are they going to go for that same direct take, or will they roam clear like they have in the previous round?
Direwolves have taken a lot of map control on their side here, extending all across that top floor. I don't believe there's much set up downstairs like they had previously. And thank you, Sky. There you go. I stand corrected. The same single reinforcement and line of sight so that Direwolves can play down below if they wish to do so. But, I mean, surely we're going to see the juggle.
There we go. So we can see the Thermite outside on this single breach. ED is waiting there. He will put down that next Bandit charge. Oh, but he doesn't do it. Oh, ED! Oh my gosh, that was a bit dangerous.
That was far too late. He should have known that that wasn't going to trick it. And because he tried to stick that Bandit battery, he lost so much HP. Now he still has the potential to juggle this second exothermic charge. Now he's given away that he is a Bandit by putting those batteries on the wall. And that does give a chance now for the wall to be blown. There's a fear concussion below, is going to deny any attempt at a trick. And I mean, I'm going to say Talon won that exchange.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you there. Talon has definitely won that exchange. Easy. He wasn't quite keyed into the Bandit tricking. I was actually quite excited because has the Bandit change been added in yet?
Oh yeah, it has.
Yeah, it has. That's why I was quite excited to see that in play. But unfortunately, ED not able to show us a masterclass of Bandit tricking here. But there we go. 2 walls open quite successfully. Talon, not too much contention. And 1 minute and 20 seconds left of the round. And the first pick going their way. So this round looking like a pretty successful Talon round so far.
Yeah, this has been excellent from Talon and Hetty. I just realized 6-2. He's had a phenomenal match so far, despite Direwolves winning the majority of the rounds. Talon looking really, really good in the driver's seat of this round.
Yeah, and Direwolves seeming a bit more scrambled at the moment. They don't quite understand what the push is here for Talon. Some of them are keyed into these back pushes. Some of them have to hold their gun up on the breach just in case a player runs in. And Canos, there we go, is finding the second pick of this match.
Pika going down with Souffle already down. That's the big fraggers from Direwolves eliminated. And, well, the defense is feeling very, very pressured. ED is going to have to play a huge flank. Finds Demic. Is he good for another? Can he get one more? He's going to have to move quickly, though, because there's only 30 seconds. And the rest of his squad is feeling that pressure on site. ED now using a C4, trying to get back onto the objective to support his teammates, who have done a decent job, but not decent enough, as he is now shut down as well. Jackie Wu in the 1v3 on the clutch operator, ready to make a clutch play with the shotgun, but oh no, that's not how you like to see it play out. There's a fear impact. That has an impact.
Oh, that looked brutal in that kill cam there. He just dropped dead on the floor to that impact. Oh gosh, Talon able to find the second attacking round of their half. Really well played from them to be able to get both walls open. They were able to rotate plays to other parts of the map to put pressure on those Direwolves players. They just didn't know where to look really and started dropping like flies one by one. No trades. I suppose that's the flaw in the Direwolves strategy, right? Is that all the players are quite spread out. There's not much room to refrag each other in that particular strategy because they're all kind of holding one room by themselves. So Talon identifying that they can take those ones, eventually with enough picks able to flood the site and yeah, win the round. That was really well played from them.
And it was a struggle for Direwolves not achieving that Bandit trick. Really felt like the linchpin to me. But nonetheless, they actually returned to Tea Room Karaoke. So the primary bomb site for most teams, despite the stats actually telling us that it's not quite as good as the other bomb sites on this map, they do decide to go back. And really, you've got to think that it's the Monty that's going to play an impact here. And that's what Direwolves need to be cautious of.
And Direwolves reattempting Karaoke and Tea Room, playing out a fairly similar strategy, also doing this extension onto the other side of the map too. So Talon, they seem to have something mounting here for them. They seem to have some kind of momentum. They have Direwolves figured out in some way. So we'll see if they can replicate it into this round or if they'll fall short to the roam clear. Last time we watched them play, the Souffle tried to go for a cheeky play. They fell off into Dragon and they weren't able to make that crossfire work thanks to the Monty play. So will the Monty be as successful this round or will they be ready for it? Oh, surely they're ready for it this time.
It looks like Souffle's ready for it, playing the Legion. That's a great Montaigne counter. He realized, well, there's no point in picking Mozzie, is there, when they're not really droning me as much as they are pushing a big, giant shield into my face. But you can see already Talon is spotting out some of those goo mines and calling them out to the Monty to make sure that he doesn't fall victim to them. However, they're still going to delay a lot of time, and maybe this is the ingredient Direwolves needed.
There is a Legion mine on that window as well, so as soon as Aziz hops in, he will have to pull that out, otherwise he'll have to push forward and try and take the fight with Souffle. So I don't mind this adaptation from Souffle for the roam clear. Same thing with Pigon on the support. Oh, but there is a player on the stairs to cut him off, but the knife kill comes out from Souffle. Oh my gosh, what a way to open up this round.
With the butt of his rifle, he will take down Canos and the Twitch drones along with it. Talon now given map control, but with one player down, and Direwolves, I mean, if they just lock in the site, don't overpeak here, I'd have some confidence for them to win this out.
Oh wow, that's such a funny knife kill that came out there from Souffle. I bet poor Canos probably didn't expect him to leap over the edge. I think he was waiting for them to walk down the stairs like normal people, but no, that's not the Direwolves that we know. They fly out our windows, they jump over the top of stairs. ED now playing a power position here in Shrine, waiting for that infamous Monty push, supported by Souffle as well. So we'll see some of those goo mines and Toxic Babes to contest this. But Soldier comes up with 2 kills onto this power position. 1 minute left to go for Talon. It's looking pretty good for them.
Absolutely is. That said, Harambe has left a secret little present for Talon on the bomb site. A C4 buried underneath. But he may not get to use it as Jackie-Woo's gone down. What a comeback Talon have made. Harambe does land the headshot. He had no choice. He had to do it. And now low on HP, he waits for his C4 to be ready. For the time to be right!
Oh, no.
As he gets a lucky headshot. And now it's all Harambe, all for it. In the 1 versus 3, a single bullet will mean his demise. And Talon have made this comeback phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal have they been. The C4 is not in the right spot. And there's Talon. There's Demic. And 3-3 is the scoreline. The comeback is on.
I gotta say, 3-3 is definitely a pass here for Talon on this map. We really expected this to be quite defender-sided, and the first 3 rounds of this particular match really showed it as well. It seemed like Talon, they spent a long time trying to problem solve, they couldn't figure it out, but bringing it back to a 3v3 is really passing our expectations, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. Casting and exceeding expectations. Talon have made such a massive comeback here on their attacking side. That's the difficult side done. Now flip onto defense and see what they can achieve. 4-2 would be a pretty normal scoreline. And if they can do that, then that's the game. That's the major.
Talon, like Direwolves, will elect to go to Karaoke and Tea Room as the first primary bomb site, so pretty similar approach coming out from these 2 teams, also going for an extended roam. But Talon, they change up their rears a little bit. They will put some rears on the breach with the mute, I assume. Oh, sorry, is that a mute or is that Aziz? I'm not sure, but yeah, with the mute jammers on the wall as well. So stalling out that roam clear quite heavily. Like we've discussed before, getting your boots in the building on Skyscraper is pretty tricky if you don't open up these breaches. So a very important part of the roam clear done there.
5 seconds left.
So Direwolves have made a lot of repicks. You can see 4 out of 5 players changing their operators. There's definitely something very distinct and very clear in mind, particularly with the Capitao pick. I can't imagine what the play is with the Capitao.
I have ideas. So because you have Capitao, you can create smokes and you can zone out plays with your bolts, right? And you can do this all from the rappel as well. So maybe we're going to see a more direct take come here from Direwolves. I actually haven't seen this one before, so I'm interested to see how this plays out. But I think a challenge they will face is seeing if they can clear out the Geisha power position as well, and making sure they watch for the jump out from Terrace as well. So I think this is an interesting attack. I'm I'm fascinated to see how this will play out for the Direwolves. I really want to see how they use the Capital in the late round for the Execute as well. That being said, I think they've just rotated Pecan over to the other side of the map. Maybe going for a lurk. Ooh, this is really interesting.
This is really split, isn't it? Just look at how separated all of the Direwolves players are. They can't seem to make up their mind. In stark contrast to the way Talon attacked this map, with every single player, bar Canos, pushing from the same side of the map, looking to force map control. Oh my! What a C4. It's Geisha where the action is going down. And the ace, the hard breach, is the first to fall. Demic is looking for another one. And the Capital's fire nets absolutely nothing for Direwolves. Talon are firmly in control of this match.
I didn't mind that play from the Capital. They used the Firebolt to try and clear the position behind the cargo, but with both players going down, there was no one to hold their gun up to watch the cross come over, and Demic, he's just way too sharp for the Direwolves. And so now, man deficit down for Direwolves. They're going to have to collect the pieces, and the other two players that they just rotate on the other side aren't even in on the action yet, so really looking like a Talon round here.
A terrifying prospect for Direwolves as another player falls to Demic. Here in Geisha, Talon are looking so strong on their defense, and they are going to make it 4 rounds in a row unless Souffle and Pika can live up to the hype, live up to the perfect record that Direwolves managed to achieve in APAC South Stage 1. Pika goes down. That's Azzy's. Another kill on the SMG-11, and Souffle's now got a 1v3. 30 seconds ticking away. He doesn't want to rush this, but he doesn't have the diffuser either. Just waiting with the ARX. And, I mean, the time's going to keep on ticking down. It looks like he's nearly given up. 3 players in separate positions. And this is going to be the lead taken by Talon. Surely he's made a triple kill. It's going to have to be the ace, but he doesn't have diffuser. And 2 players separate means that this is surely not going to happen. There's Demic, another pick. What a phenomenal round he has had. And what a phenomenal run for Talon, who make it 4 in a row.
Demic holding onto the Geisha position just so well on his own.
They lost that lead. They couldn't hammer away an advantageous defensive half, and now on the attack, we haven't seen anything from them either that would instill us in hope that they can make it to the major. Talon is fighting tooth and nail. They have clawed their way back into the lead and are only 3 rounds away.
Oh, this is so exciting for both teams. I mean, this is the major game, right? None of these 2 teams have ever been to a major. It's everything to play for, and yeah, I can't pick one team over the other. No, I'm too excited for both of them for this opportunity. This is amazing. Now Talon electing to go to the other top floor bomb site, starting to set up their defense. It's actually quite similar to the Direwolves defense as well. They've opened up a rotate in between sites. They've chosen to take the bandit as well, although it doesn't seem like the trick will come out from Demic. So same thing, rotate into Dragon as well. Seems to be quite a meta power position here for this bomb site. So see if this plays out successfully for Talon. They weren't able to attack this bomb site as well onto the Direwolves. So Direwolves, what do you have to show for us?
Got to be something big. Talon represent Korea, who have already had 1 team fail to make the major today. Damwon knocked down to the lower bracket after Cyclops celebrated their victory against that Korean team. Now Talon have a chance at giving Korea something to cheer for at the end of today. Otherwise, Direwolves will be the one to go to the major and Talon in the lower bracket. But right now, let's be honest, Talon are the ones in the advantage. They have the momentum on their side. And after that tactical pause, Direwolves desperately hoping that they can break it.
Talon also having a very impressive attacking half puts a lot of pressure on Direwolves to amount for something, because we know this map is quite defender-sided, and dissecting these defenses is pretty tricky. Right now, only 1 wall has been opened. They have to start working on this single breach here without being crossfired from the window, and that seems to be done nice and easy. Collecting the hard breach off from, collecting the anti-hard breach off from the floor below. So well played from Direwolves. This is some good progress that they've made here, and also getting control of the floor below. No defenders left there as well. So capacity for vertical grenades is there. Direwolves making good progress.
It's an exciting prospect for Direwolves. ED's on for a lurk as well. On the dock would be the perfect operator for it. He has used all of his logic bombs. But if he finds a pick, which may well be Canos, sneaking up the stairs, that is Canos, right? No, that was not Canos, that was Souffle. Never mind.
The Canos counterpart?
Yeah, there you go. I mean, he is essentially the Canos of Direwolves, isn't he? The Yana player, the lurker. That's 2 players from Direwolves pushing the other side of the map. But Aziz gets first blood, Soldier to double down for Talon. And Direwolves, they haven't broken this momentum. They may have wasted their tactical pause if they can't pull through here.
Direwolves actually looking for a very similar approach to Talon, trying to go for these lurk picks, but to no success. Talon, they were just way better at the lurks. Only 29 seconds left to go. They have to execute 1 versus 4. Canos is able to finish the round, and look at that, Talon up 2 rounds now in this final match of the series.
5 rounds in a row for Talon. They have made it look easy in this comeback, breaking Direwolves' momentum and running along with it. Direwolves' tactical pause seems to be all for naught now. Talon still have theirs in the back pocket should there be a comeback mounted, but now Talon are on the defense. This is where they're at home. This is the advantageous side by a mile. And now they're just 2 rounds away from making this dream a reality for these 5 players.
This has been quite an interesting match to watch. I feel like these 2 teams are quite... Even though we've seen Talon just win 5 rounds in a row, the philosophy has been quite similar between these 2 teams. The strategies have been similar. Even the way that they attack, they still have their 2 lurkers trying to pinch out those defenders. They do know each other's strategies. Like they do know how to play Skyscraper, although in quite a similar fashion, but just Direwolves falling short on these gunfights. They're falling short taking these ones. Like this lurk play, they were trying to find a pick off the Iana clone, but not taking the swing quick enough meant that Soldier's able to find that pick there, and just, it feels like they're losing out on those micro battles right now, Direwolves. They have the right idea because this is also how they play Skyscraper, but they're not able to execute it at the moment. Now Talon able to go to their tertiary bomb site of Barbecue and Kitchen, doing a similar extension up onto the top floor as well.
I just love seeing this frost pick from Soldier once again. Talon really getting into Direwolves' heads now. Direwolves will be feeling that pressure, feeling it so much. Losing 5 rounds in a row, it starts to get to you, and that's when you start to make little mistakes, not checking for those frost mats. That's when these traps start to exponentially increase in their power and potency. And Direwolves, we look to them, knowing that they can do better, knowing that Talon have been so strong, but Direwolves have to prove that they can play and contend with what Talon have been showing here on Skyscraper.
Direwolves now looking for a direct push into the top floor. Actually, when we saw Talon attack this, they tried to sweep to get this top floor control. Direwolves, they think, okay, this is going to take too much time. Let's just try to get that vertical presence as quickly as we possibly can. We can see Pecan on the rappels and Souffle starting to play the entry here, trying to choke out these top floor players.
The line scan goes out, locks players in place, but only for a moment. And now Souffle moves into the building, past the Prisma, hunting for some of these Talon players that he is desperately looking for. There's the head of Soldier, and another one now for Jackie Wu. Direwolves might be able to break the streak, to stem the bleeding. Jackie Wu's down, but not out yet. And it's a 2 versus 5 for Talon, as they have vacated the site and hunting down picks, and they find them! It's a 2-on-3 now! And this advantage is slowly slipping away for Direwolves.
Oh, Direwolves, no, losing out another pick to Canos. That man is just too good for this team, really. Pecan and Souffle left in the 2 versus 2. Canos finds the Gemini as well. 1 minute left to go, but the diffuser is cold on the ground.
And there's such a big opportunity now for Talon. Direwolves had a flawless, a perfect stage 1 in APAC South. And now they find themselves on the verge of a match point against them. And it's Talon to be the villains of Direwolves' story, to be the heroes for Korea. If they can lock in Canos in a 1 versus 1, such a phenomenal player. And he always has been. There he is. And that is match points 1 round stands between Talon and their first ever 6 major.
Oh, Direwolves, that was such a close round for them. I really liked their approach into the building there. They went, okay, clearing the entire map, that's going to take way too much time. Let's get in. Let's get our entries in. Souffle, he did an amazing job getting his team into the building, but Talon, those players looking for those plays, they know, okay, they're down numbers. We're about to get flooded with refrags and crossfires. Let's start looking for these picks. And Canos, wow, what a hero player on this team. I feel like he's been the name on our lips all day.
It was a 2 versus 5. Like that, you just don't see that very often. Canos was a huge part of that. A 2v5 to a 1v1. That is what Talon is capable of here at the biggest of stages within APAC. It's the playoffs. It's for a shot at the major. And they are making short work of Direwolves here on this deciding map. We've seen Talon do some amazing things on Skyscraper before. A victory over Damwon Kia. We've also seen them struggle. A 0-7 in the Korea Open. But now, when it matters most, they step up and they have Direwolves' number. They've made a comeback. They were down 0-3 and they have now won 6 rounds in a row.
Talon now have the chance to go back to Karaoke in Tea Room, a bomb site they will be very happy to go back to. Doing the same extended roam over onto the other side of the map. Direwolves, they haven't been able to claw their way back into this game. They have not been able to find any sort of momentum anymore. This is Talon's game to lose, in my opinion. One final round left standing between them and the major.
Direwolves feeling that pressure more than ever right now. They have to go for this Tea Room attack, and it looks to be a Geisha push once again. No more Capitao, but the 0 this time around. Previously, Direwolves stalled out on Geisha.
I was about to say that actually. This time it looks like they're committing more of their players around this side of the map. Beforehand, we saw 2 players rotate off in the mid rounds. That wasn't so great for them. But this time, it feels like it's a little bit more cohesive. They started to go on the walls first, and now the rest of their team is rotating off. So I don't mind this. It feels like they're more keyed into what their teammates are doing here.
A minute down and no kills yet either way, as Talon peel back their defense and start to give up ground to Direwolves. But Direwolves aren't lapping it up just yet. They haven't touched this top floor. Finally, they start to clear out the util, but a couple of drones would easily see that this half of the map is clear and for the taking of Direwolves. Time is just ticking away. It looks like Talon have just gotten into Direwolves' heads.
Direwolves spending a lot of time trying to probe around the outside of the map, maybe trying to get a breach open, watch a defender cross their lines of sight, but that is not the Skyscraper that we know. The architecture of this map, there is not that many ins from just outside of the building. You have to get your boots in the ground in order to take these gunfights, and Direwolves, they've just been so slow currently in this early game.
Lost my explosive.
Souffle loses his Rotero drone as well before he can take down that deployable shield. Direwolves really have not made much progress, not at all. There is only 1 minute left. Can Talon do 7 rounds in a row?
50 seconds left to go for the Direwolves, and only now starting to get control up into Terrace and up into Shrine, but the shield still stands there in the top of Shrine. All the power positions up, 44 seconds left to go. No casualties. ED find the first pick, though, for Direwolves. That is definitely something.
It's not much, but it is an opening and an opportunity now for Direwolves, but Demic does not let up. 30 seconds now, but the bloodbath begins to boil. Direwolves have just 2 players left as the timer starts to close in. As the curtains close on their stage, it could well be Talon who come away, but Direwolves have now an opportunity to make it a longer match. If they can lock it in, Canos will do his best, but Jackie Wu breaks the streak. 6 rounds in a row, but it's not to be a 7th. Not yet.
Wow, oh my gosh, Direwolves. If you could make me freak out any more than that. That was so intense. 15 seconds left to go and the round still wasn't. I thought that was it as well. Oh my gosh, I was holding my breath. Those entire, that entire late round of them trying to flood in, go for those executes and look for those kills. I really didn't think that they could do it, but they managed to pull it off. Jackie Wu finding some crucial picks to get them into that bomb site. Oh my gosh, Direwolves, you can't play with my heart like that.
Oh, can you imagine breaking a streak of 6 rounds in a row? I mean, that is something. That is absolutely something. But they're going to need a whole lot more than that because it's 2 more rounds before we can call it overtime. Talon will fight tooth and nail for those match points to lock it in. They're going to go straight back to Tea Room Karaoke and try and repeat. Direwolves will have another shot here to elongate this match and push for overtime.
The Direwolves really took it to the last seconds of the late game there to win out that round. Talon, this time, can we be more keyed into the push? Direwolves, they're going to take their time. They don't want to make mistakes. This is match point, right? So we're expecting them to play slowly. We're expecting them to take their time and trying to look for that free first pick to get themselves into the building. But yeah, Talon, they've been really careful. Direwolves, I think they're going to need to speed up the process because surely they've done it once. Talon will know what they're trying to do this time, right? It won't work again.
Direwolves, the way that they played that round was so slow, so lurky, and so late that, I mean, I wouldn't want Direwolves to do it again because it's a bit scary of a play style to have. They didn't have a head-on direction the way that Talon did whatsoever.
The thing about doing those late game things is that there's no margin of error, right? Once you commit to the idea, it's so late into the round, you can't reattempt another idea, right? So it's quite dangerous to play, but Direwolves, they were able to make it work out. This time, the breach getting open a little quicker into the round. They need to expedite this process much, much more if they want to still beat out Talon in this round.
Are they capable? Looks to be a bit of a roam clear now. Clearing out the mute jammers and enabling the breach. Slow and steady progress for Direwolves. Talon, once again, have no presence on the east side of the map, forfeiting it completely to Direwolves.
That being said, this is a little quicker from the Direwolves. At this stage of the round, they still hadn't quite managed to rotate around and start getting their boots in the building, but this time, walls being opened a little quicker, both breaches actually on either side of the map. Now they can send their entries in, trying to clear those shields out on the top of Shrine. We see one there as well. They'll be more keyed into this strategy because they've seen it once, right? They can feel more confident going into it. Again, we can see on board with Souffle trying to clear the second shield out. Unfortunately, Gonsick has just been ADS'd out though.
Yeah, and he does have one nade, but doesn't use it just yet to try and clear that shield. So another power position remains for Talon. And they're just waiting patiently for Direwolves to push on through. But that shield at Shrine is really Direwolves' worst enemy.
Lurk here for Canos as well on the bottom floor, but he is being hunted down by, is that Jackie Wu on the other side? I couldn't quite see on the outlines.
There it is.
Ooh, but he is looking for the nade. Can Canos find him on the timings here?
Oh no, ED's gone down. And Soldiers found one. Canos likely to find his own.
Oh
my God, Jackie Wu with the double, the nade to follow up with the headshot. And that gives Direwolves the advantage with almost no time left. They will have to put pedal to the metal and keep on pushing for overtime. Talon just have 3 players left as Direwolves begin to march on fourth. And it is now on just 2 players from Talon. Demic has been phenomenal, and it is only him left. 12 kills to his name this map, and he needs to find 2 more, but it ain't happening, not yet. 1 more round for Direwolves to push overtime.
1 more round for Direwolves. They will not give this up. This is the major spot. They are not going to give this to Talon for free. 2 rounds now amounting for Direwolves. What a play from Jackie Wu in the red mid-round to find the kill of his own on the lurk and to find the nade kill onto the power position and try and... That is one way of dealing with that position.
I mean, genius, isn't it? Using the verticality of the map with that, I don't know what you call it, that
the
little
mezzanine?
Balcony, mezzanine, yeah. There you go. Tossing it up through there, I certainly didn't think Talon would be expecting that. Jackie Wu stepped up when he was called upon, and Direwolves have broken the streak 3 rounds in a row Well, 2 rounds in a row they have now made, and now they will need a third one to push overtime as Talon go back to Exhibition Office after 2 failed T karaoke attempts.
That's fair enough. I don't think I would want to go back to T and karaoke after 2 failed attempts either. So going back to this is a pretty good bomb site for them. We've said before, statistically, quite a good bomb site. Very defensive. So going back to the same, placing the shield here to face the rotate as well, looking onto the breach. Pretty similar strategy coming out again for Talon. Last time we saw Direwolves approaches, they tried to go for this double lurk on the other side to look for picks and look for an into the round. That didn't quite work out for them, right? They weren't able to win their one. So Direwolves, how are you going to approach this? Last time we saw them, they were all on the same page in that attack. That seemed to work out much better for them than these individualistic plays, right? Maybe we need some more teamwork from them.
Maybe we need Direwolves to do a more Talon-esque attack, pushing together, pushing with more of a brunt, all-together focus instead of lurking. But it's hard to say, because 2 rounds in a row, Direwolves have made that strategy work, haven't they?
Yeah, that's true. Direwolves, this sort of probing attack of let's put a player on each part of the map, try look for that first pick on repels or on a breach or on a cutoff or something like that, has worked out for them. This is true. Last round we saw that work with Jackie Wu's nade, right? So the approach has many options here for Direwolves. We'll have to see what they can do here in this possible last round of the match.
Possible last round or possible second win for Direwolves. A lot of droning happening to clear out the map. They haven't lost too many drones as of yet. An issue that we highlighted in the previous maps, not seeming to haunt them so much here when push comes to shove, when everything is on the line. Talon once again playing a very anchor-centric setup, not having too many players on the roam to the west side of the map to deny that map control, and as a result, Direwolves will get it for free.
Jackie Wu now the first point of entry into the building for the Direwolves as well, with Harambe to follow with the drones as well. So making good progress here so far for the Direwolves. Edie with the Thatcher, I assume, is over on the other side, starting to prep for those breaches already. But Harambe's actually taken the diffuser all the way into Drum. This is an interesting approach from the Direwolves.
Oh no, Souffle! Fallen into one of the welcome mats. He will need to be picked up by a teammate in a very precarious position.
And it can't be picked up by Finko.
And that's it. They tried the Finker and it didn't work. Oh, Harambe's going to go for it. Very, very risky. And there he is. Souffle is back up and his util is available. What a headshot though from Harambe. From the revive to the killing blow onto Canos.
Harambe will actually get open the wall inside Terrace now that they have that control as well. This is an approach we haven't seen before from the Direwolves. Before it's been about all those external walls, but now they're going from the inside and trying to claw their way across instead. So supported by Pecan, but I think that's a flank.
There is a flank.
They don't know.
At the top of the stairs. Who's that? Hetty coming in from behind. How many is he good for? Could this be the nail into the coffin for the Direwolves? A 4v3 now, and Talon have turned this around, but Souffle isn't going to give up yet. What is that from Direwolves? They make it a 3 versus 1, and Hetty desperately tries to flank. He gets the first, but now 15 seconds. With Harambe getting that diffuser down, Direwolves push to overtime.
Oh my gosh, Direwolves, they're keeping us at the edge of our seats. That was an amazing sweep there. They almost fell short from that.
And now, in overtime, they will have to win on their defense, something that they have just failed for 3 rounds in a row.
And back to Karaoke Tea Room as well,
Oh
Dev.
no, Karaoke
Tea. The infamous 2-round failure now for Talon. They will reattempt it. They're feeling confident that they can actually win this bomb site, contrary to what we seem to believe here on the cast. So Talon, you have to show us something to get back into this overtime. So many major opportunities here, but now going back, seems like they'll be bringing a lot of shields. We have a shield on the Frost and also on the Alibi, setting up in power positions here at the top of the back stairs. So quite a different approach. We didn't see Direwolves do this when they played their defense. They elected to reinforce that entire wall off. So different philosophies from either team, different power positions. There's also an ADS there on that shield, so hopefully it catches Jackie Wu's nade this time.
It certainly didn't last time, but that said, Talon looked to be doing effectively the same hold that we saw from them previously. I think that all these operators look the same, the main shield placements look the same. And Direwolves have comfortably won this attack. Well, maybe not comfortably, but they have won this attack twice now. Ooh, is that a Claymore on the window that Canos is keen to jump out of? That's a great move from Direwolves and a great read, knowing that Canos is the kind of player that would go for that. So Direwolves now, I mean, we all look to them, right? This could be their first match point, major point. And the opportunity to go to Charlotte, to the USA. That spot awaits. All they have to do is win the same attack that they've won twice already.
Direwolves looking like they're going for a relatively similar approach here as well. Step 1, get open the Geisha Breach. Step 2, go to open a longer line of sight actually into the Geisha Breach. I don't think we saw this before in the top down, so it's quite exciting. Clearing out one power position at a time, says the approach of Direwolves. Taking map control fairly slowly, probing around, not putting their feet in the building until much later, but ED, that's taken a lot of damage from, I think that was from the mezzanine, but oh no, it's actually from a set of vertical. And Harambe finds the first pick. Was that through his long lines of sight that he created?
And that's the top fragger in the server. That's the top fragger in the whole server dead. And Talon have lent on Demic time and time again to keep the game going for them. Hayes done so much from Geisha and now he's gone. And Direwolves look like they might be able to push this all the way.
Oh, Direwolves, this is so exciting for them. Possible round win here with one player up. They've consolidated all their players here to this Geisha Breach. They've gone, okay, we have an opening here. Let's get our entries in right now. 1 minute left to go. Getting drones in the site, figuring out what the game plan is.
But Harambe's gone down and now out. Soldier using those long lines of sight from inside Drum to support his team and enable a crossfire. But here come Direwolves. The E1D peeker on for the entry, gets taken down. Jackie Wu tries to find Canos, and this duel at the top of the stairs may make the round. He gets one, and there's another player looking to contest. With time ticking away, Direwolves, they're so close, they can taste it. It's a 3-on-3, and Talon don't want to lose a 4th round in a row and another opportunity. They can't let it go begging, but they are. And here come the Direwolves marching forth onto the bomb site to get that diffuser planted. What a shot, Soldier. Have you got 2 more of those in you? Because we want to see them. Souffle and ED. There's 10 seconds left, for goodness sake, Souffle. You better get it right now. Soldier's just made this work. The 1 versus 3. And now we wait. He's got to go. He's got to go for it. 2 seconds on the plant, Souffle. And that's the clutch. The quad kill to get yet another major point for Soldier. Talon, what a show.
Oh my gosh, Soldier making the hero play to get the quad kill, keeping Talon in this overtime. Oh my gosh, finally, the curse is broken. They've won a defense.
I can't believe it happened like that though, Mandy.
I can't believe it.
What was that? It was a 3 versus 1. And Soldier stepped up. It started with a naughty shot. It ended with the plant going down and him just lapping up the pieces. Oh my god, that is a tilter.
So close yet so far for the Direwolves. They had the right steps. They consolidated the players in the point of weakness in that defense. But what can you do when a player steps up like that and makes such a big hero play to keep them in that defensive round?
There's not a lot you can do. But Direwolves now once again find themselves in the familiar position of Talon holding the match point. And Talon, after forfeiting 3 opportunities to lock it in, have 1 more chance to do it right now. Otherwise, give Direwolves the opportunity to do the same. We haven't seen a Direwolves defense in a very, very long time. They won 3 in a row, and then they lost 3 in a row. Very, very similar story to what we saw from Talon. And come overtime, Talon were able to break through on their defense. Can Direwolves do the same?
Talon switching out to the Monty again. A very troublesome operator here for the Direwolves, but the Direwolves, they've actually brought up the Thorn this time. I don't think we saw this last time, maybe trying to deny entry for this Monty, making it a little trickier with the Thorns, right? Once you activate them, you can't walk backwards. You have to continue walking forwards, right? So maybe trying to zone out the entry here a little bit, but it seems to be a fairly similar roam setup here for the Direwolves.
And they don't have the Legion That's what they traded out for this Thorn, so you better hope that the Thorn is worth it. It's not going to be an easy round. It's not going to be an easy push to maximum overtime for Direwolves, but they have fought off these match points 3 times before.
Is this looking for the same entry, and Souffle actually holding the last Razor Bloom in his pockets as well, waiting for this Monty to push in. Entry being denied so far by Souffle, but will they overstay their welcome? Pika still holding this angle as, oh no, Soldier's looking for the swing, but hasn't found anything yet. Souffle and Pika hold on.
Just barely dueling that player, and Pika goes down first. Souffle to toss out the Razor Bloom and look for the pick, but there it is! What a showing from Soldier in these last 2 rounds. He's found the 2 players on the roam. With Pika being finished off, it is only a matter of time before Talon start to put their boots to work, marching on towards this bomb site.
You could say soldiering on towards the bomb site with those 2 entry picks. Really well played from Talon, taking the time to get in. A whole minute and 30 seconds left of the round, so plenty of time here for Talon. They can dial things back. They don't need to rush themselves into the site.
Direwolves anxiously wondering, we got to make a play. We got to do something. Talon, they've got so much time. If we just sit back and relax, they'll steal this away from us. Harambe's on for a roam, looking to try and make a flank work, but Camus, watching avidly, will deny any opportunity unless if Harambe can pull off a miracle.
Harambe looking for the same C4, it seems like, onto either the Planter or trying to deny entry into the T-room bomb site. So we'll see if it works out for him this time. He hasn't got it pre-placed. He's got it in his hand trying to deny the plant. So Talon, they're still taking their time through this mid-round, just droning out the side. This breach is still closed with that mute jammer on the board. And there we go. Harambe, I believe that is on the default plant this time. I don't think that denies the entry. So slightly different placement this time. Talon with 25 seconds left to go. I'm not sure what breach they've just opened just then, but perhaps Geisha. And yeah, not much time left to go. Edie will look for a play here.
And he's got to land it, doesn't he? There's no second chances for the Direwolves as Talon march on forth. ED in the bomb site. He has the Monty dead on him. What are they going to do about it? It's only ED left in the 1 versus 4.
He's
but he wins it! No! Talon! How do you let that chance go begging?
That was the diffuser on the Monty player, and that was the one critical player that ED had to take down to keep them in this series. Final overtime match point. Major point here for both of these teams.
My heart can't take this. My voice can't take this. My mind can't take this.
My heart can't take this. This is bad for the soul.
What is this? Look at it.
What is going on?
Aziz is just calling for his teammates. Guys, he's on me. There's 1 left. I can't plant. Come get him. And ED stepped up hugely. Was that a 1v5 or a 1v4?
1v4. Harambe got 1 just before that on the
my
entry.
God.
But that is still the crucial pick. I can't believe that Talon have just thrown away that round like that.
Defenders, protect your bomb.
Apparently this is round number 79 of today. And the final round of today. It's been a big 2 days of APAC playoffs. Can't believe that we've still got 2 more weeks of rounds. 79 in 1
rounds. It's a lot of rounds. I want to give quick credit to Sky here. 79 rounds of observing is very tiring. I can speak from experience here, so good job, Sky. I'm really proud of you for holding this up for so long.
Oh man, this is the real reason you wanted to come and cast. You just didn't want to go for these long double BO3 days on the odd sticks, did you?
Absolutely. I think this is also Sky's 3rd day of observing in a row as well, so he must be feeling really fatigued right now. But anyway, final rounds now. Talon, they're electing to go back to the exhibition and office bomb site. Should be quite strong for them. They're playing the same power position here in Dragon as well. Direwolves is their approach. They failed this lurk quite a few times now. Maybe going for a direct take is better. Maybe they need to find some pick from somewhere else. I'm not sure. The formula for this side, I feel like, hasn't quite been broken for either of these teams yet. We haven't seen something that's 100% successful.
This map as a whole, like this match right here, is just constantly confusing me.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything I can take for granted. Any strategy, any play, any bomb site, nothing is predictable. But one thing I know for sure is that Talon are unpredictably contesting map control. They didn't do this in the past, but they have roamers.
Actually, something I realized I did get wrong. Last time that Direwolves attacked this bomb site, we did see something different. They did roam clear because they did find that pick, and they were able to get the wall open from inside of Terrace. That was the difference between the last round, and that was quite successful for them in the end. So Direwolves, they seem like they're going for the same approach. They feel like they have the formula, and they're starting to roam clear from that west side of the map.
Take a deep breath while you can, because it's about to heat up in this final round of the series. Talon and Direwolves, 1 map apiece, 7 rounds apiece on Skyscraper. And whoever wins in the next minute 30 will go to the 6th major in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Direwolves now getting themselves into the building. Entry coming in for Pecan and ED. Harambe also to follow with that hard breach charge. So same approach again into this map.
Yet it still remains to be quiet. The first pick is Demic. He goes and takes down Jackie Wu with a headshot from Dragon. And Talon now sit comfortably on site. Pressure alleviated. Direwolves have got to pick it up.
Harambe looking to make the same entry here into Terrace, creeping his way up to the wall. Demic has actually just taken a lot of damage, but finds a second pick onto Souffle. 5 on 3 now for Talon. 43 seconds left to go, Dev.
And on for a flank now as well. Heady coming up the stairs, and does he get it? He gets taken out. A lick of hope for Direwolves now, as Harambe goes and plays the breach. Hope is starting to become a serious possibility now. The diffuser being planted, and it's happening for Direwolves, as is the last player.
Is the planter.
Wait a second.
Oh!
Wait, no longer. Direwolves, season upon season, you have fought, and now you go to the major.
Look at Harambe. Oh my goodness. ED, he's going crazy. Jackie, he has his arms in the air. Direwolves, what a hard-fought